Let's rock and roll. Welcome one and welcome all. Hopefully everyone is well. Welcome to another Wednesday Q&A for an action-packed hour. Basically, guys, if you're watching this, this is one of our publicly broadcasted webinars. So if you are watching this, feel free, if you've got any questions at all yourself with your own fitness business and what you're going through at the moment, drop them in the comments section, and don't forget to subscribe to the channel and turn the notifications on, because these drop every single week. With that being said, new announcements. What do we have in terms of new announcements? More content is being created for Leverage, for all you guys that need that for Strike. I don't think there is much else in terms of announcements. We are interstate next week. We are in Adelaide next weekend, as a few of you guys here know, so that's awesome. I'm looking forward to seeing all of you guys. Not really too much else in terms of announcements that I can think of off the top of my head, apart from Leverage content is rocking and rolling, and it's something that will take us a while to do, but every week there is new modules. When we have enough to launch it, for those of you who it's relevant to, which, to be honest with you guys, it's near enough everybody here. I know all of our Aussies are flying high at the moment, and I would say that over 50% of all Australian clients are leveraged, which is pretty cool to say. So 50% of every trainer that we're working with has leverage in their business. It's pretty cool to say that. So that's that. Welcome, Ray. As always today, guys, if you need any questions answering, put your hand up. So if you've got questions ready to go, put your hands up. And basically, we are an open forum Q&A today, guys. So with that being said, that is it. Tane, let's go, bro. What have you got?
Bro, do you know where just a quick one, do you know where the business cards with the QR codes training and the vouchers training and that is that in the school? Because I was trying to find it, I couldn't find it.
There's a few little holes. Oh, yes, there is. It is in there because I can remember recording it. Where is it? Let me have a little look. I'll have a little look.
I'm just gonna get some. There's another business in town that's creating hampers, and they reached out and wanted some stuff. So I was just gonna put some vouchers and that in there.
Yeah, sweet, bro. Sweet. Get that stuff done, or get Wide to do it. Or if you want the graphic design team, they're online working with 3 clients at the moment, so they can do it. I think it's
that's what I was going to get to do it. Yeah, I was just going to get the graphic design team.
Yeah, get them to do it. And basically what you get, so just this is a sort of a reminder, the graphics design team are working with 4 clients at the moment. I think Tark's had some work done. Anyone else? I know Zach is having work done, Aaron and Darren, I think. So that's that. But with that being said, guys, they'll create you your own drive. Inside that drive, you'll have a raw footage, so for video editing, raw footage folder and a delivered. You also have branding, so you can drop in there like any color schemes, any of your your business logos, anything like that, screenshots of your Facebook, so he can get an idea of the theme, and then from there they'll pull all of it together and then create you whatever you need. So that's what you'll have access to. Just message the graphic design team. I think tomorrow he's off because he's had a family emergency with his son, so he has to do something, but he'll be 24 hours, bro, and that's that. Now, where is this? Because I can remember doing it. I think we've wrapped it up in a marketing strategy, but I can't remember. Yeah, okay. So, okay, go to Add PT for free strategy, bro. What's the training in there? It's in there. What is it specifically that you're looking for, though, bro?
Okay.
Any good Canadian lobster?
So there's a business in town, there's a massage parlor. They're creating some sort of hamper and that sort of stuff, and they just reached out and asked if there's anything that I could add in there, and so I figured that was a good enough kick up the ass to get the vouchers and that sort of thing made, as well as I'll get them made and put them into that hamper, and then also when clients sign up, they're like, here's some vouchers for friends and family and that sort of thing too. So I was just gonna sort of do a 2-in-1 with that. And then at the same time, I was going to get some business codes with QR codes made as well.
Okay, cool. So you want your double-sided vouchers, right? So if you want an example of that, bro, what I'll do is this. I'll do a quick share. You want an example? Go into here. and you want this. Something like that, right? Is that what you're looking for?
Yep.
Yeah. So this is obviously just branded as an example for Strike, right? Rather than I'm using my ones. This is what we want. Send him that if you want to as an example. He'll then take peak performance. He'll put the pyramid on there, bro. He'll do everything, whatever you want. So yeah, and just obviously give him a quick review of what you want as well. So yeah, you can find that in Ad PT for free. Yeah, Mitch, good to see you, bro. Hopefully you're nice and rested. Hopefully married life is not doing your head in like it will do. It's only a matter of time. But I don't want to scare you. So anyway, bro, hopefully you're well. Claire as well, good to see you. Awesome stuff, Tana. Yeah, that's all good and ready to go. So yeah, for you guys who just came on, especially from you, Mitch, as well, because you've had a few weeks off. So we have an in-house graphic design team now that does in-house video editing for social media and also does graphic designing for like business cards, posters, flyers, cover photos, banners, like anything like that. They're called the graphic design team in school. You can just DM them if you want anything done. The reason why we've done this is because a lot of people, when they use Fiverr, and all I've done is I've got them from Fiverr, but I've done the sort of hard yards to work out who's good and who's not, because a lot of people just don't like to go and like explore and waste money trying to find the right people. So our guy's pretty good. He specializes in video editing, but he can do any graphic designing and stuff like that. So yeah, that's that. Questions, anything else about anything else, guys? Great if we don't, because I'll just have a rest for 45 minutes, guys. That's good. All right. Yeah, Glenn, go, man.
It's actually me, Simon. I just wondered if Damo was here today or not.
He's not here today at the moment.
Oh, damn it. Okay. I was just going to ask him, being as he obviously was a PTM, wasn't he, at one stage for Good Life?
Tell those motherfuckers to pull their finger out. That's all you need to do. Is that Damo? No, it's Daniel. All right, let's talk about this. All right, we'll talk about this. Dan, great to see you, bro. Thanks for sending across that. Good to see you, Dan. Thanks for sending across that testimonial video. Cheers, bro. Yeah, anyway, bro, hopefully you're well. Right, guys, Good Life offer part-time contracts, right? A lot of gyms will do. They will, right? If you are someone who's not fully booked, right? Negotiate to go onto part-time contracts, right? The reason why is because they're half the price. Right, hopefully you're well, my man. They're half the price, which means that you don't have to pay double as much, and you can cap it at 20 hours. That's the agreement. I had another girl last week. I think I was telling you about this chick, Ree, in the Gold Coast Cloud. Like, she's doing exactly the same thing. Guess what? She hit exactly the same hurdle as you did, right? What do they call it? They call it quick what?
An express agreement.
It's an express agreement, but the shit thing is it takes 3 months to be triggered, right? It's nothing express about taking 3 months for it to happen, right? Tell these guys bluntly, like, you're not going anywhere, and what you are looking to do, and this is probably really good for you, Ash, as well, off the top of my head. Who else maybe? I think the rest of us are under control here, especially Good Life trainers. You want to get another trainer in to work alongside you, right? So just, again, you've heard this, Claire, because I've voiced it to you, but for everyone else, talk to them about going on to the express agreement. So it's half the rent, it's half the time in the club, but you only need 20 hours. You don't need, especially when you're leveraging, when you leverage in Good Life clubs or any club that has a part-time agreement. I know any times have these. Hands up if your gym, if you know, has a part-time agreement that you can do. Does anyone know? A lot of people don't know this, so we've recorded some content. So there's one, there's City Fitness there for Tan. Like, negotiation is what you want to do, but basically, guys, just make sure that first and foremost you tell them the reason why you're doing it, and we know our reasons at the moment. You want to get on stage in Vegas next year. I think it's a pretty good enough reason for you to go hard in comp season, which is now, and to freaking train your ass off. But obviously we're using that as an excuse, right? You tell them that, and then you can pull anything. Family issues, right? Just time, right? financials, I wouldn't say financially, because they don't want to hear that, right? They don't want to hear anything about no one making money, because that means they're not going to make it, right? So basically just tell them that's some important stuff and that it's not financial. It actually sounds better. Negotiate your express agreement. All right. I'm glad that Jack's just tuned in as well. Jack, hopefully you're well. We're talking, Jack, because it's good timing for you, about express agreements with Good Life, right? Which enable you to get half rent, right? So everyone's ears will perk up when you get here half rent, right? So Claire, go and tell them that this is what you're going to have to put in place, and just say to them bluntly, if I go, right, you could tell them this as well, like professionally, politely, but freaking bluntly, because these CUNTs, I'm telling you, they're nothing other than just trying to get money from you, and it's that simple. You just tell them, if I was going from an express contract to full rent, I've asked about this and it's triggered instantly, so why is this one taking 3 months? Do you know what, like, it's just bullshit, the whole lot of it. It really is. These guys just want to take money from you. And this is exactly what I've told Ree as well to do. And you guys may see Ree in the near future. So yeah, like, just get it done, Claire. It's all you can do. Yeah, is there any more questions on that before we ask Ash? Because he's going to have questions on this probably.
I just mentioned how I think that could be capped at 2 individual days, not 20 actual hours, you know.
Glyn was just saying that we've had it. Well, I know one of the other trainers quite well, like, who is on an express agreement currently, and we're pretty sure it's not completely half rent, or I don't even know if it's like different for everybody, that they're basically making him, so they're making him pay, so he does 20 hours. What's he on, 220?
I think it's 220 a week.
220 a week. They're making one of our like business colleagues pay, and he does 2 days.
But I don't think he's allowed to do 20 individual hours. He has to be there on 2 days and make it up on those 2 days.
Yeah, well, all these like other specifics.
Negotiate with them. Like, I'm telling you, every single fucking thing in life is negotiable, guys. Like, I'm not even joking. Like, I had war with people this week over debits and going through payment providers. I'm not even going to get into it. I've had fucking war with people in the UK, and do you know what? You bark up a tree loud enough, you shake it, guess what? The fucking fruit falls out, and it's that simple. And I get what I want eventually, and it sounds arrogant, but I do. My wife is even fucking worse. You do not cross that girl. I swear you don't. I'm telling you, she'll fucking get what she wants. And it's the art of negotiation. It's customer service as well these days is absolutely appalling. Everything's rigged and wired around financials for these gyms. And at the end of the day, you just gotta like politely and professionally negotiate. It's all you've got to do, right? And again, it's like with Ash, for example. I mean, me and Ash have had some chats recently, and like, anyone here needs assistance with anything, I'm here to work things through with you guys, right? If there's any hardship or anything like that, I do that. Why? Because it's freaking realistic. It's that simple. These guys will do it. You need to negotiate with them. However, if it's 220 rather than 150, right, or whatever it may be, it is what it is. In terms of them stopping the hour, and you can only do 2 days, bull fucking shit, you can only do 2 days. Just tell them I'm not doing that.
I'm saying I'm not doing that because I work school hours. I'm a mum. I'm there 5 hours a day with my clients. That's 20 hours over 4 days.
Exactly. So just tell them that. And it's absolutely, like, this is the thing, right? So, and again, it just comes through with Good Lives. Like, again, this is why I don't have the respect for this gym as much as other gyms. And it always comes down to this. And Damo's not here, so I'm glad, because I always feel bad because he was a PTM. But like, just work with your freaking PTs that don't want to go anywhere, that want to bring some other money towards you and to reward you more. Just work with them, you know? So yeah, hopefully that kind of makes sense. Ash, what have you got, brother?
I don't have any questions, but I was just going to add my 2 cents. So we've had one of our trainers go back to part-time model now.
Yeah.
So we pay $310 a week. I think part-time goes down to $220. So it's not half price here. He had to give 3 months notice to jump back to part-time. And then when he jumped back to part-time, he had to sign a new contract, which still at the end, he still had another 3 months notice to leave.
Yeah.
If he ever wanted to go anywhere else.
Yeah, that's standard. And if you want, like, anyone who's watching this on record who's not a client, they'll be thinking like, Jesus, this guy is just ruthless. But those contracts, rip them up and put them in the fucking bin. I'm not joking, guys. Like, it sounds blunt what I'm talking about now, but I'm only going to deliver it bluntly because of how many times I've taken people from gyms, ripped contracts up, nothing happens, and they don't do anything. Nothing. I've never had a client that's been screwed by moving from a gym to another gym to do with a non-compete radius or a 3-month clause where they're wanting to get $3,500 more from you, right? Because that's what it is. The rent over 3 months is $3.5 grand. Think of how much money you pay in these clubs, right? This is why they want a 3-month time frame in there, right? It's more than my fucking coaching, and I show you how to make bank. Like these guys just take, and it's that simple. So it is something that strikes nerves with me, this shit. And honestly, if you don't stand up to them, you'll just get bent over. And I'd rather bend them over, to be honest with you. So yeah, and you're right though, Ash. You are definitely right. If it's 220, like here's the thing: you're saving yourself $60. Is it then worth it? Probably not. But again, it depends what you can negotiate. I've had people that go into Good Lives with no kickstart fees. I've had people go in there and get the 3-month rent free, not ramp up. They tweak and change everything. So they will tweak and change everything if you're wanting to kind of downgrade rather than upgrade. They just won't want to. That's all it is. And I wouldn't go to your PTM about it. I mean, you can keep it civil, but then go above them and try and speak to people that make decisions. That's what I would do. Yeah, Claire?
Just what you were saying about like rip your contracts up, like completely different circumstance, but they recently employed a PT that wasn't actually a PT.
Oh,
and they told her, so she's basically got a, Instagram that's, huge. She competes. She came into the club and then they found out actually she's not even qualified. Nothing added $5 grand, or go and get your qualifications, and then not heard anything since of this kid, whether she's getting her qualifications. But I was like, far out, what does that say to other business owners that they'll allow somebody in that's not even qualified and then give them the opportunity to address that?
Do they have money?
I don't think she's got much. She's only a young girl.
But she has money, so they'll take her, right? Like, I mean, and that sounds horrible, but at the end of the day, that's all they want. And I'm sorry, that's all they want. Right,
it's the same, yeah. When I went to World Gym, the same thing. They didn't ask me for any qualifications. I just said I have a fitness business. I'm looking to relocate. They're like, fucking score. Like the manager says, like bonuses when I get new PTs on. Like same as Mike and Brooke, they haven't given any qualifications. It's just they just trust you to it.
Pretty bad. It's look at the end of the day, guys, we'll make it a positive conversation. But here's the thing: the good thing is that it's a rental model which benefits you all. I mean, a lot of you guys, there's a few here today making 6 figures plus. At the end of the day, the rent that you pay them enables you to do that, and it's that simple, right? So yeah, like it works out in the end. It is fair, but negotiate. Always negotiate. And it goes to show if clubs, and it's not just Good Life, if World Gym as well, are not doing due diligence and making sure that people are qualified, it just shows you that all they want is your money. There's nothing more frustrating than when I connect with new PTs in the industry that are like, oh my God, I just got offered my first job. No, you're paying them. You know what I mean? Like, you're paying them, right? Like, they're not paying. It's like Good Life. They've got 25 trainers, and it's freaking amazing. This club's like so big. Oh my God, man! I'm like, look, I can't do anything if you don't like. But then they look at me and think that like I'm trying to take their money when all I'm trying to do is tell them, don't. Just be careful, right? Like I'm not even offering you the opportunity to work with me. Just be careful. Oh yeah, whatever.
Exactly what I think. That's why I was dubious as fuck about Good Life.
I was a bit naive. I thought,
And you were like, they want me.
So they want me. Oh my god! Every gym in Australia wants you guys. Every gym, get like every gym.
Yeah.
I wonder why. Like, because you're paying.
That's what happened to us, Simon.
Yeah, 100%.
Oh, we were so far out. This is the best club week, and I was like, I'm gonna work out for 300 odd bucks a week. This is mental. Like, serious. We need to think about this. But
Yes.
anyway, we got.
I know. My Wi-Fi is shocking as well, guys. I apologize. I'm gonna try and connect to my hotspot. 1 second if it drops out. Let's see what happened here. Da-dun-da-dun. Is this working? I have no idea if it's working or not. It's so.
Yes.
It is. Okay. It looks really patchy. I've literally just gone to the shop to get a new modem because it's so bad, but I didn't have enough time to install it. So, yeah, everyone's like moving like this all over the place. So shocking. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Is that working, guys? I can't hear anything. Yeah, okay, that's better. All right,
Yep.
if this continues like this, dude, I'm gonna have to jump off because this fucking internet is disgusting. So I've made you the host, Jude, and then I'll jump back on. I'll just set up this new modem. Anyway, Tash, that's better. All right, Tash, what's going on? How are we doing?
Good. I'm ramping up obviously the contacts for one day sale that we had weeks ago.
Yep.
Because I've been, doing calls, I've got through to some people. With some people, I'm not answering to getting anything through.
Yep.
So basically, I've modified my text message template for them. Do I still, with those guys, if they come back to me, say 2 or 3 weeks later, because I was going to do a with the onboarding system that I had for those that do the one day sale, I was going to give them a bonus PT session on top, so they do the concert and then they get basically a taster of what it's like to actually have a PT session. Should I look at still honouring that if people contact me, say 2 or 3 weeks down the track, responding to the message, or do I just keep it as more of that limited offer?
It's a good question. Every single person always follows the same onboarding process. So your consultation process is the 2-part result specific mind and body. Give it to everyone. Give it to everyone. Like, again, if you're not there when the club has a mass amount of signups, the chances of you getting hold of people, it diminishes. We spoke about this a lot last week. So try to be present when possible. And then from there, just text everyone. If people claim down the line, they claim down the line. At the end of the day, you'll know if you've had a session with them or not. Just don't think twice.
Because there was about 40 names that was on the list. I've done already a couple of consults for about 10, but there's a good that basically I've been trying to do calls and whatever that I've just either not got through. So those are the guys that I haven't got through. I'm doing an final attempt of calling them this week, and if not, then I'm basically just sending them a message template and saying, look, if you want to do the onboarding kickstart, which has the 2-part results based, and then they're just getting a taster PT as well.
Don't do a taster PT as well. Remember, so no one ever does taster PTs. Like, don't ever do a free PT session with anybody. Like, never, ever, 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 ever. It's not part of the best process that you do. Your 2-part is the free PT, because it's a results-based Kickstarter, a 2-part Kickstarter. 1-part rapport building, and like, we went through sales yesterday. Was awesome. We had a good sales chat in the evening yesterday, where we went through the pre-exercise questionnaire. We went through Ray and some questions that Ray had. Watch that back, guys. Like, if you want an expert way of how to handle that, and then from there you go through, it's a form and technique analysis. That's all you're doing. If you like, this is the biggest problem for so many PTs that they have, is that if they over deliver value by taking like free sessions, like smash people through a workout, that can scare people first and foremost, but it can also overwhelm them. With that being said, like, you can overvalue and over deliver, which means they'll take it and they'll go, oh, do you know what? That was such a good session. I'll just do this now myself. So is Tash still here? Yeah, she's there. So yeah, just don't over deliver, because then they just won't need you. So yeah, hopefully that makes sense. Like, just always follow the same process with every single person, whether they like it or not. Always, always.
Because I've got the pre-exercise questionnaire is the template that I've got from the Pinnacle portal. I noticed the one from the sales webinar yesterday, the strike one, has a bit more. Is it worth just adding those extra details into my current pre-exercise questionnaire, or keep the same template?
We talked about that yesterday in the sales training. Yeah, so basically we've put a little bit extra in there just to bulk it out. We just wanted to fill the 2 pages up. The stuff like, I mean, it was like, how much water do you drink and how many hours are you sleeping? Right? You can have that. I mean, we spoke about it yesterday, and basically you pre-qualify a little bit better, and you know, you could tell them some value off the bat, like, you know, this isn't helping you. Right, it's not helping you that you're doing that, but it's not going to change you. Don't overcomplicate the process. I think it's really common. Like, some clients will always complicate a process that's really simple. Like, every single person, 2-part result specific Kickstarter. That's it, right? Made up of a pre-exercise questionnaire and a form and technique analysis, and that's it.
Yeah. Okay.
And then a close. Like, and watch, like, if you haven't yet as well, Tash, like, watch the strike content on this as well, which is all the stuff at the school.
Yeah. So I'm starting to get through some of the strike content now. But yeah, it was just something that I watched the webinar yesterday and that sort of thing, and I was like, oh, you know, this I'm subconsciously been asking the questions from, you know, about, you know, alcohol, water, how many times they're having takeout, that sort of thing. I'm kind of running through that already, but it's not already, I haven't actually got it on my questionnaire specifically. It's just something I'm kind of going through the discussion, as far as, because now people are starting to socialize a little bit more as well. It's kind of like, okay, using that as a bit more of a drive just to pre-qualify, if more to the point, because obviously I've had quite a few people using the financial component as far as not wanting to go forward, but it's basically just an analysis to then say, okay, well, once I've got that information, I can use that as, when, if they're worrying about obviously the finances that I can't afford, it's like, well, you're kind of saying that you're going and doing this and this, you kind of got the money sitting there already. You know, so that's for me, is using it as a more of that leverage to sort of break down and finding exactly why they're second guessing themselves just to not going through with it.
They're lying. Sounds blunt, but it's true. I mean, you were there, and were you there last night in our sales webinar? Yeah. So, like, honestly, Tash, like if anyone says that they're going out and socializing and then they don't have enough money, they're just not ready to prioritize their health and fitness. We said before, like, it's either they're not ready to prioritize or simply you're not the right trainer for them. And that's okay by saying that. Like, a lot of PTs think, oh, it's nasty. Like, well, I'm sorry, this might not click with that person the way that, like, I'm not going to click with everyone. Do you know what I mean? Like, so you definitely aren't either. So you just don't know. Like, some people want to be helped, but they're looking for something else, you know? And this is why some people, and most commonly, they'll say they want female trainers, right? They want female trainers or they want a male trainer, right? Do you know what I mean? I think that in itself is quite nasty, but it's okay for people to say. You know, that won't be okay to say in 5 years' time from now, I guarantee it. But anyway, like, you know, it's one of them. If you have a preference and of what you're looking for and you don't find it, then you're not going to hire, right?
Yeah, yeah.
So yeah, and the sales stuff, guys, they're great webinars that Judos has taken. So yeah, Ash, what do we got, mate?
Just wanted to know your thoughts. I've got a few spots in my diary now that are currently vacant. I've got some good room in the gym where I could possibly look at launching maybe some small group training, possibly. Wanted to know your thoughts on that. And then also with my current clients who are doing one-on-one, I was tempted to see if I can push a few of them into doing like a two-on-one instead. What's your thoughts on doing that with existing clients?
Yeah, so the 2-on-1 push is easy to do when you run a referral strategy. So go into the portal and look at the referral power strategy. There's 2 ways of which we've done that. And I know Nathan mentioned to me a while back of a little bonus way that he's running a referral strategy. We've actually included that in the training because it's really simple. But the one that you want is the one that we run. So Pinnacle, the Pinnacle way of doing referrals, which is like competition, put your friends in. If you are drawn, right? So the more referrals they put in, the more likelihood they have of winning. Then those people can come and train with you for free for a certain amount of time. So you do like 2 weeks or 3 weeks. After that, upsell to 2-on-1, right? That's the way to do it. I mean, look, there's multiple ways in which you could do this. However, if you're trying to upsell clients that don't upsell clients to 2-on-1 sessions with people that they don't know, right? That's hard to do. It's very, very hard to do. And what it will do is it will give off the approach that you don't want to train them one-on-one anymore. You want to put them with someone else, probably because you want time, right? And it will actually deteriorate or it will downgrade the relationship that you have with them, if that makes sense. In terms of setting up, you want my honest feedback, brother? You're looking in the wrong area, man. Just don't need to do anything. Just keep doing what we're doing. Like you just got to you've got to scale up. You got to scale up. I was speaking with Zach this morning. I mean, a few of you guys know Zach, and Zach, he won't mind me saying it. He was saying, "Oh, I had a absolute nightmare. I had a drop off of 3 sessions because someone got injured." I said, "Bro, what do you expect?" Like, so I said, "Someone got injured, bro. Like, what do you?" And I know it hurts, right? However, the only thing it hurts is the bank balance. You don't care about that. It's a byproduct of us helping other people. And I said, "You're ready for volume. Where's your consults at? How many have you done in the last 7 days?" He said, 2. I said, "There you go. Your problem is your volume. Hit the volume hard. Go and run stuff." We've been talking about this volume the last 2 or 3 weeks. It's because we've got to a point now where we know it's structures, tick, right? So Shano, obviously you're going through this stuff at the moment. So get all your structures off. Go through that in the classroom. Ask questions. If you've got any questions today, Shane, as well, just raise your hand up or whatever, mate. We'll come to you next. Get that done. From there, sales training. Right? They're marketing strategies. When we know then what we're doing and we've got a process and you know exactly what to do. So you've got a perfect business funnel. The next thing is turning a tap on. Now, if you want that thing to fucking fill up with water and you only go and it just drips, you're never going to have enough to drink. It's just never going to happen. Volume, like so many trainers are not scared of volume, but so many trainers don't work towards the volume that they require. Me and Jude were saying this yesterday about volume of people into Facebook groups. So with our mentor that we have at the moment, and myself and Jude have worked with a lot of people, guys, like a lot of people. This mentor is saying we should be getting 500 to 600 people per month into our Facebook group. 500, 600 a month. Like, that's volume. Now, obviously, to have that happen, there's certain things you've got to do. For you guys, it's simple. Calls, consults, conversions. If you make the calls at volume, you'll get enough conversions, then you'll get the consults in, and it's that simple. So yeah, I mean, without rambling on anymore, I think, Ash, that's all we've got to do here. I mean, like, message me if you want to on School, bro, right? And we'll talk about it next in the marketing marathon anyway. If you can attend that, we'll talk about the marketing to make sure the volume's there. At the end of the day, we know where we're at. We know how long we've been here. We know what we need to do to break through that mold, right? And to break the mold and crash through the ceiling, right? Hopefully that helps, bro. But yeah, you can run the referral power, and then that's how you can get 2-on-1s, because it's a great point. And like, to be honest with you guys, your clients, right? They are the ones that love you the most. It's also a lot more, it's statistically more cost effective for any business to retain clients rather than go and find new ones. But if you can go and find new ones through your current clients, that's a double-edged beneficial sword, right? So I would recommend doing that. And that referral power is a great way of doing it. And then just the general referral strategy as well that Nathan told me about, I've chucked it in there. It's super, super simple and quick and easy. Excuse me. That will actually work for this as well. Any referrals that you do, guys, so hot tip that you do get, ask them straight away. Would you like to come and train with Jack, or would you like to train on your own, right? And give them the option, right? And then if they want to train with Jack, well, you can then have Jack and Ryan and Ash, the trainer, do a 3-on-1 or a 2-on-1, right? And then from there, it opens it up, because you can then either discount the session price slightly. However, we don't recommend that. What I do recommend is you give them 50% more time. And that's the way in which we sell semi-private sessions. So you do the same price for half an hour. They could both get all the value that they need, but you're giving them 50% more time, which means that you're giving them an extra 15 minutes in the session, enables you to do all the check-ins with both of them. And then from there, you'll get paid double the amount, but only have to deliver an extra 50% of time. That's the way in which we recommend to do that, if that makes sense, Ash. Yeah, cool. Nice. Tash, again, yeah, what do you got?
Yeah, just a quick one on calls. So I've been doing following the process as far as timings with calls and that sort of thing.
Yeah.
So I've been doing the Friday afternoon, mid-morning Saturdays. I've got usually some time Tuesday afternoon, so I've been able to get through. I'm still having issues with getting through as far as pickup rates. And so there's been a couple of times where I've actually been able to even do times between, say, 6:30, 7:30 p.m. And when I do my calls, I have to log it through the Anytime system so that they can see who's been contacted and so forth.
Yep.
My club managers had given me feedback, because sometimes I've been calling after 7, so between 7 and 7:30.
Yeah.
And he's basically said that I shouldn't be calling people after 7.
Yeah.
What's your thought on to that? Because obviously I'm trying to do some during the day. I'm just not getting the pickup rates.
You're
that
not,
sort of thing.
So best time for calls. We put this is in the portal.
Yeah.
So always for me, like, and this is what I know I did, and I don't think, Jude, you'd probably weigh in on this as well, bro. You probably know more than me anyway. I know Jude's been doing some calls himself for other ventures that he has going on as well. So I know you love the cold calls, bro. Basically, look, guys, Friday afternoon, early evening is a hot time, right?
Yeah.
Early afternoon and then Saturday morning is the best time. You can call, though, in the evenings. I remember there was a staffed hour shift in my gym. It was between 3:30 and 7:30. The last hour was always pretty much get everything in line and then hit the phones, because that's when people are down. That's when people are like down at home, chilled on their phone, right? Kids are down. So that's what I recommend there. Daytime calling. Some people have success with it, and it's kind of the way it is, really. Like, if you're not, though, don't call. Because remember, every single time that you call and you don't get an answer and you call them again, they're going to think this is something that is being pushed on me. But yeah, dude, what did you used to do, and what do you recommend in terms of calling times? Have you and the boys seen anything?
So I recommend weekdays 12 to 1 p.m. and then evenings 5 to 7 p.m.
Yep.
And then weekends 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. Normally I don't call Friday evenings because people usually are like winding down sort of thing, might be heading out, that sort of thing. But yeah, early afternoon, if you're going to call on Fridays around 2 to 4 p.m.
Yeah.
Yeah, if I'm calling during the day, 12 to 1, yeah, you don't get a lot of answers, but I normally call them, like if I'm calling a person, I'll call them 12 to 1 and then they won't pick up. So I'll call them again the same day and then I'll leave them a voicemail. So I'll call them again at 5 p.m., for example, leave them a voicemail saying, hey, this is this person calling about this. I'll give you a call tomorrow at the same time, just so you know who it is. And then I might send them a text message as well.
Okay. Yeah.
That's the best thing to do as well. You can, like, we always say call twice and then text. Like, you can always drop a friendly text and just say who it is. But again, think about it. I think it's like a running thing with us, Tash, as well, but not just you. It's the same with so many other people that not on these webinars as well. Like, always ask questions like, why the pickup rate's so low? And basically, it will always come down to having good staff in the gym that you can work with, who will help you onboard them, which obviously we know is not the case for us as much as we would like to have it. And you're not the only one as well. Like, but these guys, if they're just doing their job, I'm not going to go on a rant again, but like, if they're booking them in with you straight away, it's game over. It's very easy, and there's no double, triple handling of leads. You got to be present. Just got to be present there in the club. Like, I would sooner look at Tash, what's the popular times that people are signing up to the club, then be in the club at those times. Like, if you want to, like, this is a thing as well. I had like some people recently say like they want them and all their trainers. I can't remember who it was. Was it you, Tarks? I think it was you. You don't do sessions after 6 o'clock.
Yeah, but we don't get anyone asked to do them either.
Really?
So our 6:30 is the cutoff for us. I've never had anyone say anything over 6:30.
That is mental, especially for someone doing some good volume. Like, so like, I mean, look, I personally would be looking at like, okay, well, are people going to the gyms and are they signing up to the gyms at 6:37? If they are, be present. Just like stay there for half an hour. Like, and this is, me and Jude used to work, like, I know Jude used to work late, but I used to be in the gym sometimes till 10 o'clock. And yeah, I was there at 5 o'clock in the morning the next day. I don't recommend doing that, but that's work ethic. I'm not saying I'm freaking got the best work ethic in the world, but me and Jude were beasts, basically. That's what we did. We were there a lot. We were there. So like, presence in the gym, guys, is massive. It's key. And you'll win straight away if you're present in the club. But a lot of people, they don't know what to do within the club. Have a look and see when they're signing people up. Tash, maybe ask the manager and just say, look, I'll come and help you when you sign people up. I'll actually, like, when are people signing? I'll come in and give you a hand, right? Tell them that you're there to help, and then just book them straight in. You won't even need to do calls. And like, we've had people, I know Tane, who he was here before, Tane didn't need to run marketing for a year. And we still haven't really ran much marketing just because he had good staff that booked people into his calendar. This obviously is different with each and everyone's club. You can't get it in like Fitness First, you can't get it in Good Lives, it's tough to get them in Worlds, but the smaller the clubs, the more intimate they are, like Anytimes, Jets, Snaps, Plus, like you can get them. So I recommend it, highly. You won't even need to do calls. So yeah. You're on mute, I think, Tash. You're on mute, Tash.
Yeah, sorry. So what I've been doing on this, I've been needing to do like webinars, or I need to do calls and stuff where I need to be able to obviously hear myself a bit better. Majority of my admin stuff, I'm actually even sitting in the member area. So when people come in, I'm visible. If people, you know, I want to, obviously when they do tend to sign up, if they want to have a chat, I'm here. So I'm trying to make myself, even if I'm not training clients, if I'm just more visible that way, just to try and so that they actually can actually see that there is actually a trainer available.
Yeah.
Because then like a lot of the times I've actually asked, I even said to my club manager yesterday about my PT for free. They've got a copy of that in the office when they draw people up, but they keep forgetting they don't have it up visible. They have it in their drawer with their price presentation. And a lot of times they keep forgetting. And I'm like, well, and they go, well, we can't have it up because our other trainer doesn't have one.
Yeah, I know. We spoke about that.
So we just kind of like, I say, okay, so I'm now at that point. Like I'm watching Floor to the Floor next week. But yeah, I'm just trying to if I'm not actually physically needing to be somewhere where I need to really concentrate or with calls because it gets quite noisy in the gym, but I'm trying to be as visible as possible so they can actually see me.
100%. Like watch that training then, Tash, and then it's the same thing. Like I said with Ash, the same thing with you. Volume, turn it up. So and it will get to a point where like when you guys have everything that you need, it will just come down to volume. Like, do you know what I mean? I think Claire and Glyn are a pretty good example of this. I think Claire and Glyn, like at the moment, congrats as well, Glyn. You've had a good few signups, I believe. Claire was telling me. So I mean, these guys, like, once the structure is in place, and once the structure is in place, it's about volume, and then it's just like when you got the belief.
Thanks, mate.
You're welcome. When you've got the belief there as well, it's just bang, 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 bang. It should just
been about last 6 people I've seen. I've signed them all up in a row. But like I've had little runs like that before, so it's just, you know, it's just about
consistency.
You know, like I think partly these people wanted it, but I've sold it to them. So yeah.
100%. Like, think of, like, guys, we go through patches as well. Every business, whether you're a PT, you're a business coach, you're an accountant, whether you're a freaking chiropractor, whatever it is, right? Like, you're gonna go through ebbs and flows, especially when you're marketing directly to gain clients. You're not gonna sign everyone. Like, we hit golden patches sometimes and go 6 out of 6, and it's like shit. It's like pretty good. Yeah. Like, so well done, and that's what we need to do. Tash, Jude, can you just elaborate on that, mate? I'm just going to take an important call quickly, man.
Yeah, what did you say? Can you repeat that?
I think that was this one.
Oh, may I repeat it?
Yeah, did you just ask?
Yeah, I'm just saying I've got about 6 from 6. Look, I've had some pretty bad flows before as well, Jude. Like really, I'm too embarrassed to tell you how bad it was, but so I am pretty happy at the moment. So, but I know it's, you know, like the next one, you know, it's not sold until it's sold.
So, because you did 6 from 6, right? What I would do is actually look back at what you did differently, because you would have done something differently in those 6.
Yeah, I feel like it's structured a lot better. Like, because when I was showing them the presentation, you could almost anticipate that money pause that's coming up. So what I do before I sit down to them, I say, look, I'm going to show you through this presentation. It looks like you do want to work with me. I'm really excited for this. Don't freak out when you see the first couple of prices. I do tailor the price. There is something that's going to be affordable for all people that want to come on board. And it sort of just preempts them so they're not get that shock awe when they see it's $165 for a gold to come on with for a week. I don't know, I feel like it softens a blow before they.
Yeah. So with what Glyn just said is the same what everyone should be doing. So if you're struggling to get even like past 75% conversion rate, have a look through your consultations and see, like, write down what you did. Like, if you convert someone, write down what you did good, what you could have done better. If you didn't convert someone, write down why they didn't convert, what you can do better, and what you think it is, what you think the reason is that you're not converting. And we talked about this in the sales webinar. If you do 100 consults and you do the same thing over and over, you're not going to get any more experience, and you're not going to learn from what you what mistakes you made, even if you converted 50 of them, right? What you need to do is you have to, if you do only 10 and then look back at each one and figure out where it went right, where it went wrong, what you can do better, how you can improve, you're going to make a lot, you're going to get a lot more experience from that. And experience doesn't necessarily mean repetition. It can also mean learning and like constructive criticism on yourself. So always look back at how you can improve your sales process if there's any opportunity to, and I'm sure everyone has opportunity to do it in some way or some form. So keep refining that skill. And the more you refine it, the better you get in that process. Then when you actually turn on the tap with your marketing and you bring in 20 consults a week, you'll know for a fact, oh, my sales process is good. If I bring in 20 consults, I'm converting 15 of them, right? That's how you really scale it up. Is not volume is obviously like the main factor when it comes to marketing, but sales it's a skill. It's like, it's not about volume. Sales is a skill. You have to upskill yourself. And that only comes through looking back, seeing, and just getting better. Each one you do, every single one. If you really want to improve in sales, find them on your next 10 consults. After each consult, write in your notes, write some constructive criticism, write some key dot points, some things you could have done better, some why they didn't convert, if they converted, how many they convert to, could you have sold them for more, that sort of thing. And then for the next 10 consults, you'll have a full page, like essay of notes that you can compare and see what you can do better. And then everyone, like every single session after that, just write to improve one thing. So just say you do one consult or like 3 consults and you realize, like Glenn, people are actually like hitting that money resistance. Then you can be like, okay, let me implement something for the next 2 or 3 consults that stops that, and see how that goes. And then do it again for another part of the process. And then by the time you know it, you'll be getting 6 from 6 like Glenn.
That's exactly right. I think this is a really good point to make. Just keep refining, like Jude's saying, refine. If you're finding that there's constant excuses, you learn how to handle that. You go from whatever level you're at, you stagnate with the excuses, then you'll go up a level, then you go up a level, and then you go up a level. It's just getting more and more advanced at sales until you have and then someone could ask a question from a lower level, which you've already overcome. You've got the objection handled because you know what to do. If you don't like go over and refine your process or actually analyze it, and rather than just go, they wanted this excuse, or they had this excuse, they had that objection, they had this excuse, they had that objection. And if you just keep thinking about it's just them, right? It's just their excuses. You're never going to get better. So definitely it's a learning curve, like Jude's saying.
Yeah, for me, definitely a learning curve, but it's also believing in myself.
That's huge.
And having the confidence just to call them out. So look, your doctor told you you're going to have heart disease. So what are your options here? Is it going to have open heart surgery?
Yeah.
Or how much is that going to cost you? How long are you going to be off for work? Why not give this a crack and actually do something for yourself?
Go on.
Having the confidence just to come and tell them that as well, like just straight out, call them out. Yeah.
It's the biggest fucking. Has anyone seen Painkiller? Jaden, hopefully you're well, bro.
Oh, I love it. That's so good.
How good's fucking Painkiller, man? Like, honestly, that just shows you how corrupt this whole world is. It's a rig, right? And like, I'm telling you right now, if those guys, right, can say, here, take this oxy, right, and you've got to up the dosage, right? Anyone get any oxy, by the way? It'd be pretty good if they could. But anyway, do you know what I mean? It's like people listen to doctors. If you are coming from where Glyn said, or where Glyn's saying, which is freaking perfect, it's like it should be a guaranteed sale. It's a guaranteed sale. No worries, right? And right, drop us a message if you need, mate. It's a guaranteed sale, guys. It's like you've come from a doctor who's told you to lose weight because you're borderline type 1 or 2 diabetic. Your freaking cholesterol is peaked through the ceiling. Like, let's get you freaking fit, right? Oh, no, I can't afford it. Like, what is the disconnect between a physical personal trainer professional and a doctor, where anyone will bow down and kiss the ass of a doctor, but they'll bargain and go back and forth and argue with the PT? The reason why is you're not telling them, right, what you need. And again, this is what they do in the doctors, right? In the doctor's surgery, is Okay, I'm gonna write you a script. This is what it is. Go and get that, take that. Okay. Right? That's what you've got to do. Put yourself in those shoes and like believe. We say your confidence is your conversion rate. That's, you would agree with that, Glenn, right?
Absolutely, yeah.
It is your confidence is your conversion rate. It is that simple. Like if you want any more like additional value on sales, go and watch the sales webinars that we've been having on Tuesday evenings or early evenings at 5. With that being said, we're going to end this one here because there'll be some other people waiting in the next one. We'll see you in the next one. We'll continue this conversation over and then get into marketing, folks.